Whispering Longhouse, Prologue, A Return to the Forgotten. In 2021, a young anthropologist named Daniel Lim, a half-Iban researcher from Kuching, received a strange email. It was from an anonymous source claiming that a long-abandoned Iban longhouse deep in the jungles near Kapit had once been the site of an entire community that vanished overnight in the late 1980s. Intrigued and seeking material for his thesis, Daniel set out on a journey to uncover the truth. The journey in. Daniel, along with a local guide named Uncle Geelong, ventured upriver for 2 days. They reached the edge of the jungle, where an overgrown trail led into the forest. Uncle Geelong refused to go further. "That place is not for the living," he said, handing Daniel a talisman made of beads and feathers. "If you hear someone calling your name in the night, don't answer." Daniel laughed it off, thinking it was just superstition. He entered the jungle alone. The longhouse appears after half a day of trekking. Daniel stumbled upon the longhouse, weathered and worn by time. The wooden structure stretched long and high, nestled between banyan trees and thick foliage. The eerie silence around it was unnatural. There were no birds, no insects, just an overwhelming stillness. Inside, the rooms were empty, but strangely untouched. Dishes were still on tables, mats still laid out. He even found a children's toy made from coconut shell. It was as if the residents had simply walked out one day and never returned. That night, Daniel set up camp inside the longhouse, documenting what he could. As darkness fell, he began to hear whispers, faint, unintelligible. Thinking it was the wind, he ignored it, but at 2:37 a.m., he awoke to the sound of footsteps running across the rooftop, followed by soft knocking on the wooden floor. The children in the dark. The next day, Daniel explored the surrounding area. In the nearby clearing, he found wooden grave markers, half-rotted. He realized there were more graves than there should have been for a village this size. That night, the whispers returned, this time clearer. Bantu Aku, Talung Kami Puling, Diamasi Ada. Daniel began to record the sounds on his camera. As he replayed the audio, a child's laughter echoed behind him, though there was no one there. Suddenly, he saw small, shadowy figures peeking from behind pillars. Their eyes glowed faintly. When he shone his torchlight, they vanished. The ritual gone wrong. Inside one of the last rooms, Daniel found an old journal, half-burnt, written by a woman named Indilaya, believed to be the head shaman. In the final entries, she wrote about a ritual the villagers had attempted. "The jungle spirit demands a trade. Our offerings no longer satisfy it. It grows hungry. It grows cruel." The villagers had unknowingly awakened an ancient jungle entity believed to be a penangu, a spirit guardian bound to the land. But they had misperformed the ritual, trapping their own souls in the longhouse forever. The thing in the rafters. On his 4th night, Daniel tried to leave, but the trail had vanished. His compass spun in circles. Trees appeared in places they weren't before. The longhouse was no longer just wood and nails. It had become a prison. At midnight, something descended from the rafters, a tall, thin, blackened creature. Its face twisted like melted bark, long claws dragging along the floor. It whispered in an ancient tongue. Daniel, trembling, held up the talisman Uncle Geelong had given him. The creature screeched and recoiled, the final escape. In desperation, Daniel returned to the burial ground and burned the journal, hoping to sever the spirit's tether. As the flames rose, the whispers grew into screams, and the air shimmered with heat. Though the night was cold, the jungle roared with the sound of life again. Crickets chirped, the wind returned. Daniel collapsed. At dawn, the path reappeared. Weak and shaken, Daniel stumbled back to the riverbank, where Uncle Geelong waited in silence. "You heard them, didn't you?" he asked. Daniel nodded. Epilogue: The Price of the Truth. Months later, Daniel published his thesis, but he never shared the audio recordings nor the journal. He kept them locked away. To this day, he still dreams of the Longhouse. In the dreams, he's always inside, surrounded by whispers, and the same voice always says, "You walked away, but your shadow stayed behind."